The Mossberg 500 pump shotgun. One of the most prolific shotguns made here in the United States. Since 1961, these shotguns have been made in Connecticut and have continued to remain the same tried, proven design that makes this a great shotgun. We're going to take just a good look at the Mossberg 500. It's just a great basic shotgun on its own. There are so many different accessories that you can get for it. But we're going to look at some of the features that this really legendary shotgun has. And I think you'll be very pleased with the Mossberg 500. Now, regardless of what you think of the Model 500, along with the Model 590, they're the only shotguns to pass military specs 344.3 requirements. These are involved with 3,000 rounds of buckshot, have to be able to be fired through the shotgun. They're frozen, they're baked, they're dropped, their safeties are checked. Endurance, durability, and function are very important in these tests. And these are the only shotguns that have actually passed that test. Now, I'm a big fan of the Remington 870, but you can't really argue with the findings for the Model 500 and 590. Now, this Model 500 is just a plain Jane model, and it did come with 2 barrels. I sold the longer barrel on gunbroker.com. Really made this a very reasonable shotgun overall for the price. It does have an 18.5-inch barrel on it, and it does come up to with a 28-inch barrel. And let me say this, minimum federal requirement for barrel length of a shotgun is 18 inches. So if you have a shotgun that has a barrel length of less than 18 inches, that could be against federal regulations. So you want to make sure that your barrel is at least, otherwise it's considered a sawed-off shotgun. The length of the shotgun barrel is going to be from here to this point that'll actually fit into the receiver to the very end. And typically these are 18.5 inches, just to give you a half-inch leeway. With shotguns, it's an 18-inch barrel length is minimum. On the Mossberg, it goes all the way up to 28-inch, more for hunting and things like that. But for security, an 18.5-inch or a 20-inch is ideal. Now here we have the 3 different calibers or gauges of what the Model 500 comes in. Here is the 12 gauge, which this one is a 12 gauge. Then we have the 20 gauge, and then we have the 410. 410 is great for youth or women that are not really accustomed or don't want to be accustomed to really strong recoil, and they're very manageable. In fact, Mossberg makes an excellent home security 410 model, the SH410. But the 20 gauge is a little more powerful than the 410, and then up to the 12 gauge. They do shoot 3-inch magnums, and if you can put 4 3-inch magnum rounds in the Mossberg 500, and you can put 5 2 3/4-inch rounds in the Mossberg 500. Now, one of the differences between the 500 and the 590 is the 590 fits up to 8 rounds in the tube, and so because of that, the tube extends a lot farther down. And so what happens there is the barrels are not interchangeable. Mossberg makes aluminum receivers versus like the Remington 870 and other shotguns that are steel. But like I've said, they've passed the military specs, and they are very functional, very durable. And it also lightens the load a little bit. One of the things about Mossberg as well is that the trigger guard itself is plastic, and you can get replacements. In fact, the Model 590 has a model that has an aluminum trigger guard with metal parts. The rest of the parts are metal inside here. It's just the trigger guard, but it's been proven to be very efficient. Here's the safety right here on the back, and it's called a tang safety. And as you can see, red denotes it's ready to fire. This has a tendency to break if you're not careful, and you can get metal replacements for this. In fact, I had one to break, and I'm going to do a video showing how to replace this, because I replaced it with a plastic one because I had one. But I want to replace this with a metal one, because I'll tell you, it's really tough on your thumb if this safety breaks. Now, this particular model has rifled sights. And as you can see here, typically on most shotguns you'll have a bead sight. This is not a rifled barrel, but they do make Mossberg 500 barrels in rifled barrels. They make just the plain with a bead front sight, and they also make a vent rib model. And this is just the plain rifled sights, and it makes it really nice when shooting slugs and really anything, because this functions as a bead as well. This is about 20 yards. Have some Federal Premium 2 3/4 inch magnums, 1 5/8 ounce. As you can see, it's pretty devastating. That was 2 shots. Barrel removal on these is very simple. Right here you have this screw plug. Just turn it, and the barrel just comes right off. Now here we have the foregrip, and you know, I'm not going to break it down, but that's the way to easily take the barrel off. Right here is the one push pin. You push that through and the trigger guard comes off. Now if you can see, the Mossberg 500 has dual extractors here and here, and that means it grabs a hold of that shell and pulls it out. And that's one of the good features of the Mossberg 500. It has dual bars here. See where the extraction bars are, and that's a plus. There's the bolt assembly right here, and as you can see, very smooth action. Of course, we have the barrel off. Your safety being here on the Remington 500 is down here. What this does is it releases the bolt. If you've cocked this gun, it will not release unless you push this button, and then it brings it down. Now to reattach this barrel, I bring my action back just a touch so it'll fit. But then you'll want to also line it up with the magazine tube here. And then once you have that lined up, just screw it right in. You want to make sure that it's tight. And it's pretty close right here. If you're not careful and you don't have the barrel seated into the receiver correctly, there will be a large gap here, and you need to watch that before you fire it. We'll go with some Winchester double-aught buck. Bad to the bone, baby. Double-aught buck. That's 2 shots. That's some potent stuff. Here are the 3 slug shots I just fired. There's the whiting. There it is. Not bad. Those rifled sights really make a difference. Look how much bigger those are than those field loads. There's one hole. I think that's an exit there. There's another hole. Incredible. So much for basketball. Now the shotgun range with regular field or buckshot is between about 50 yards max, maybe out to 60 if you're really lucky. I would say that for slugs, 100 yards is very doable. You know, as far as self-defense, that's the one thing, is the range is limited on a shotgun, but up close there's nothing to compare it with. This gun is the ultimate in home defense and up close. Another thing about a good shotgun is, you know, with lesser loads, you're not going to go through walls as much as you would with a rifle or even a high caliber pistol. So 12 gauge shotgun, great home defense weapon, and really something that every home could use, whether it's a tool or, again, for home defense. So I want to give a good recommendation for this Model 500. It's not quite as slick and as smooth as the Remington 870, which is really my all-time favorite pump shotgun, this Model 500 is an excellent workhorse and can be adapted and can be used in a lot of tactical situations. The Mossberg 500, excellent shotgun. And as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more fun gun reviews and sensible survival. God bless America. Long live the Republic. It is the workhorse of the shotgun market. Sorry kids, Daddy blew up the basketball. Oh man, this is the slam dunk.